This is an introductory lecture to quality control for a clinical laboratory. Quality control is a cyclical process based on goals of the organization, objectives, and quality requirements. Quality control system is planned, followed by execution of quality control process. The results are assessed, and based on the results, quality is improved. So this cycle then goes on. What is quality control? Quality control, also known as statistical process control, is a process to statistically sample a measurement result to verify whether the measurement process is performing according to pre-stated specifications. I will discuss quality control system in terms of measurements, materials, and methods. First, I'll talk about measurements. One of the measurement is standard deviation. Standard deviation is the extent of variation in the results. Mathematically, it is square root of average of square deviations. There is another relative measure of variation known as coefficient of variance. It is standard deviation in terms of mean. It is given in percentage. Trueness, it is closeness of measured result and an accepted reference value. What is accuracy? It is closeness of the measured result to that considered to be true. Accuracy can be checked by use of reference materials that have been analyzed by reference methods. Precision is the closeness of agreement between independent test results obtained under repeatability conditions. Precision can be controlled by replicate tests and by repeated tests on previously measured samples or by using control material. There are two terms, repeatability and traceability. Repeatability conditions are conditions where measurement results are obtained with the same method on identical test items in the same laboratory by the same operator using the same equipment within short interval of time. Traceability, it is a property of the result of a measurement or the value of standard, whereby it can be related to stated references through an unbroken chain of comparisons, all having stated measurement uncertainties. This is an illustration to explain accuracy and precision. This is the target of a shooting game. The shots are very close together and they are in the center. So it has a good precision and good accuracy. The shots are close together, but they are away from the center. So it is good precision, but it is inaccurate. The shots are away from the center and they are away from each other. So there is neither good precision nor accuracy. This is the illustration of accuracy and precision using frequency polygons. The value is on y-axis and frequency is on x-axis. There are these three plots. This is the situation which is accurate and precise. This is situation where there is problem in accuracy because the curve has been shifted. This is the situation where there is a problem with precision because the curve is broad. There is something known as uncertainty of measurement. The result of a physical measurement comprises two parts: an estimate of the true value of measure, this is denoted by mu, and the uncertainty of this estimate denoted by E. Uncertainty of measurement comprises in general many components. So in a clinical laboratory, we measure uncertainty using coefficient of variance. Now I'll talk about materials. used in quality systems. So first one is reference material. Material or substance, one of whose property values are sufficiently homogeneous and well established. It is used for calibration of an apparatus, the assessment of a measurement method, or for assigning values to material. So there is a WHO International Laboratory at the UK National Institute of Biological Standard and Control, where the reference material are available. Calibrator, they are commercially available or laboratory produced or commercial secondary standard whose values are assigned by international standard. Then control material. Quality control is undertaken by inclusion of control material into the analytical sequence and usually assessed by duplicate analysis. So what are the properties of control material? The control material should be representative of the test material in respect of matrix composition. The state of physical preparation of control material should be same as of a clinical material. The concentration range of the analyte in control material should be corresponding to the concentration range seen in clinical practice. Now we come on to methods. First one is reference method. It is an exactly defined technique used in association with the reference preparation to provide sufficiently precise and accurate data for scientific purposes and for assessing the validity of other methods. So this is a reference method. Then a selected method, it is directly comparable with and traceable to international reference method. It is used for evaluation and validation of a proposed working method. So what is working method? Working method, it is used in routine practice, taking into account economy of labor and materials and ease of performance. It is shown by a validation study with a reference method to be sufficiently reliable for its intended purpose. A clinical laboratory process can be divided into pre-analytical process, analytical process, and post-analytical process. So there may be errors at any of these three stages. Let us look into what are the errors in pre-analytical phase. Pre-analytical phase comprises of test ordering and specimen acquisition. These are potential errors in test ordering: inappropriate test ordered, handwriting not legible, wrong patient ID, specimen requirement not specified, because some of the sampling need special requirements like fasting and so on. Then there are potential errors in specimen acquisition: incorrect tube or container, incorrect patient ID, inadequate volume of sample, invalid specimen which is either hemolyzed or diluted, specimen collected at wrong time, improper transport conditions. So these are some of the pre-analytical errors. Then analytical errors. Analytical errors may occur at the time of measurement or at the time of test reporting. So these errors at the time of measurement include instrument not calibrated, specimen mix-up, incorrect volume of specimen, interfering substances present in the specimen, instrument precision problem. At the time of test reporting, wrong patient ID, report not legible, report delayed, and transcription error. So in post-analytical process, there are certain errors, including interfering substances not recognized while interpretation, specificity of the test not understood while interpretation, precision limitation not recognized, analytical sensitivity not appropriate, previous values not available for comparison. So these are certain situations where errors occur in post-analytical phase where the test is interpreted. So what is a procedure manual, which include SOP? Procedure manual should contain following: procedure name, clinical significance of procedure, principle of method, specimen of choice, it means clinical specimen, then reagent and equipments required, procedure to be followed, reference value, comments, and references. By these reference value, I mean the reference range of analyte. So finally, what should be the algorithm for internal quality control? I have made this algorithm. We run the control material with each batch of patient sample run. We either accept the entire run or reject the entire run. If we accept the run, we periodically calculate measure of uncertainty in terms of, as I told you, coefficient of variance. If we reject run, it may be either because of systematic error or random error. We do root cause analysis and we solve the problem, and the process is repeated again. So this is all for today. Thank you very much.